should be on somewhere here where it says problem 2, page 380, 333. I'm going to skip number 1 because all number 1 is solving for C here. What is the length of the brace? The length of the brace is, so it's a squared plus b squared. That's a direct answer. Now B, a lot of students may have trouble with because they are not understanding the question. Bill is building a rectangular deck. So here's the deck. A rectangular deck. Now anyways, there's a rectangular deck. That will be 8 feet wide and 15 feet long. Tyrone is helping Bill with the deck. Tyrone had 2 boards. So Tyrone had 2 boards that is 8 feet long and one is 7 feet long. He puts the 2 boards, so here's our board in red, together end to end and lay it on the diagonal of the deck. So he put the 8 feet on and he put on the 7 feet on. Lay them diagonally, so I know that's C, on the deck area where it just fit. So it fits right there. So this is the 8 feet and here's the 7 feet and it fits perfectly end to end. What should he tell Bill? Okay, first of all, that's a total 15. So if it's a rectangle, this is 90 degrees. This should be a squared plus b squared. It should equal to c squared, 8 plus 7, which is 15, which isn't going to look like it, right? Because 15 is right here. Should be longer than 15. A squared plus, so 8 squared plus 15 squared equals to 15 squared. Heck no. It's way too short, right? 64 plus 225 equals to 225. This is 289 is not equal to 225. What should he tell Bill? Tyrone should tell Bill that he is not building a rectangle deck. He's building something else. Tyrone should tell Bill that his deck will not be a rectangle.
Okay, come on, grab your pen.
Deck. Because it doesn't equal to 90 degrees. Because a squared plus b squared does not equal to c squared. Okay. So the length of the television screen. So this is the height. I want to know the length. A squared plus b squared is fine. Okay, number 4. Orville and Jerry want to put a custom-made round table in their dining room. Okay, the table is made out of glass with a diameter of 5 inches. The front door, so the front door is 36 inches wide and 80 inches tall. Orville thinks the tabletop will fit through the door. So Orville thinks it will fit through the door. Okay. But Jerry did not. Who is correct and why? Okay, let's see. Here's the door. And it is 36 by 80. And we want to know if a table that has a diameter of 85 feet can fit through that door. Now, most furniture are turned sideways, like this. You're going to turn sideways in there, so what's missing here is C. So we want to know the length of C to see it if it's 85. So C has to be more than 85. A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. 36 squared plus 80 squared equals to C squared. That is 36 squared. Hey Leland! Can I borrow your calculator, son? That is 1296 plus 64 equals to C squared. Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, wrong. Okay, let me use my son's. 1296 add 6400. Okay, we got 7,696 equals to C squared. Take the square root, take the square root. Square root of C squared is C. Take the square root of which gives you 87.7 about. We round it. So yes, it will fit through the door because the diagonal, if it turns diagonally, it fits 87. Who is correct? Let's see. Orville thinks the table can fit. So Orville is correct. Orville is correct. Because the door opening can fit 87.7 inches. And the table is only 85 inches. Okay? This one, it's A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. Just explain, how can she use a ruler to make sure the corner of the frame be correct? You have to explain that she needs to make sure, we're using a ruler, that the diagonal piece of the frame has to be 15 or more. 15, exactly, 15 inches. Okay, so that's 81 plus 144. That gives you 225. And the square root C equals to 15. So you need to explain that she needs to measure exactly 15 inches to make sure it's a right triangle. This is self-explanatory. A squared plus B squared equals to C squared, and the missing is A or B. Same thing here. A squared plus B squared equals to C squared to find the height of the center pole. Okay, this one here. Okay. Always like with the direction of north, south, east, west. 240 east, so going that way is 240. Turn north, then sailed 70 kilometers. Okay, so how many kilometers the ship from shore if they use the most direct route? The most direct route is this way. Direct to it, so missing is C. Okay, you figure that out. A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. Tanya walks to school every day. She must travel 4 blocks east and 3 blocks south around a parking lot. So here's Tanya, 4 blocks east, 3 blocks south. In a panic, she decides to run home to get her homework by taking the shortcut through the parking lot. Aha, she's taking the shortcut.
I picked this one.
Decides how many blocks Tanya. Oh, this is the 3, 4, 5. Remember that we did A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. 3, 4, 5 will work out. Okay. Describe how many blocks long Tanya's shortcut is. How many blocks? Her shortcut is 5 blocks. How many fewer blocks did Tanya walk by taking the shortcut? Well, there's 4 and 3, which makes 7, and this is only 5. So it'll be 2 fewer blocks. Okay, this one I went over in class. And the answer should be no, because A squared plus B squared does not equal to C squared. What is the diagonal length of a diagonal length is C of a square that has a length of 10 centimeters. So here's a square, all sides are equal. If one is 10, the other is 10. What is the diagonal length? So what is C here? A squared plus B squared equals C squared, 10, 100 plus 100. Okay? And this one, now, leaving the answer in radical, that means leave it like this. So, for example, we got 11. We did this A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. We know that's 11 and 2 right here. So that gives you 2 squared plus 11 squared equals to C squared. 4 plus 121 equals to C squared. 125 equals to C squared. Take the square root. 125. It is not perfect, so leave this. C is equal to 125. Leave it in radical. This symbol is called a radical. Right now, write your answer in decimal, round it to the nearest hundred. The square root of 125. So take this and use a calculator. C equals to... Honey, I'm recording. Can you... Second square root 125. Enter. 11.180. So C is about 11.18. That's the end of it. Oh, I'll call him right back. That's the end of our